Welcome. The name's Draws. Peter Draws. Today we're going to look at the results of something I tweeted not too long ago, in which I said, want your art to be critiqued in a YouTube video? I might not be nice, I don't know. Must be your art, so on and so forth. We're going to hop right into these, and there were hundreds, over 100 responses, and we're going to look at a bunch of them. So we can't look at all of them for some reasons that are hard to explain, but hopefully, if you didn't make it this time, hopefully you make it next time, all right? I'm going to hop right into it here. Was this a mistake? All right. I mean, I should say something. It's, these are cool. Look, this one just wasn't. You can see here, at first I'll admit I thought these were a lot smaller than they are, but you can see here the scale of this drawing by looking at the pens here at the top. Very cool. I can tell you're having fun with these. I like looking at a bunch at once. That's cool. Kind of a mosaic look. Cool lines, huh? Yeah, keep it up. I like the splattered ink here also. Kind of wild and chaotic. Very good. All right. Pretty sweet. Wearing the long sleeve under the t-shirt. He looks like when he cut his head off and got it reattached, he got a little bit of blood on his shirt though. So not a bad idea to throw that one in the wash when you still got another one underneath. Just an idea. Oh. He's a vampire and he chipped a tooth. That makes me cringe a little bit. Not like, like actual cringe. Like, can you see Twizzlers in my teeth? I have been eating a few Twizzlers. I like these ones. I like this because it almost seems like 3 different ways to draw one person, one thing, one subject. 3 different ways in the sense that in one, it looks like they're wearing 3 different types of headphones, earbuds, over the ear headphones, and no headphones, and also just 3 different drawing styles as well. I like this type of scribbling behind them as a background. That's cool. What is this style called? Does this style have a style? I mean, name have a style? I'm not good at genres and stuff. The growth of this eye is a little stunted, but I always get the human eyes, the faces are challenging, I know. And this one didn't jump right out at me, okay? I had to look at it for a little while before I noticed, so you did great. Good job. We have there's a digital piece here. Actually very cool. I like the contrast. I mean, not the no, it is pretty cool. This is almost all one big black thing, and then there's some slight little lines here to give it some shape and some curvature. Subtle little notches here. Some motion. I mean, you don't really know what it is. Maybe I'm supposed to know what it is, and I'm just not recognizing it. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's satisfying to look at, and really that's all I ask for when I look at art. Sometimes I get more than I ask for, though. I like the scribbly style. I do. Also, cool art stickers back here. Good inspiration, good workspace. I put my art stickers on my water bottle, but to each their own. Gotta put it on something. Some people cover the back of their cars in this stuff. Also, this guy is from near where I live. I think that's J. Cole. I think it's from Fayetteville. It's near me. I used to live nearer, but not so much anymore. I moved slightly farther away. So I feel some slight kinship. But no, I like the style. Scribble loose. That's good. That's like a fun thing to do with this type of pen. Just kind of getting in there, not too worked up about it. Just get in there and do it. Yeah. These roll around so nice on the paper. Okay, this looks like that's a lot of ink on that paper. That's what that looks like. And they did it. They drew this, and then they must have just had a buttload of time on their hand, and they were just bored. I don't even know if when they drew this, they were planning on coloring it in all black in the background, because they probably drew it, and then they're like, what do I do in the background? Make it starry. And then how do I make stars? Like, it's got to be space-time. But then again, their name is Starry Boom, so maybe they were planning on making stars all the time. I don't know. But it took a lot of scribbling. A lot of ink. Then again, see, at first I thought maybe it was like some sort of sticker. Like it was black paper and they put a sticker on it, which is what this kind of looks like. But I think they really did just scribble in it all around the edges here. This kind of gives it away right here. I don't know why I'm analyzing it so much. Is this a real piece of rope, of string? That's pretty cool. Is this real string? I don't know what's going on in this picture, honestly. You hear the train? It's okay, we'll move on. This is cool. I've drawn my fair share of trees, and I'm not obsessed, but I'm eternally interested by the way that bark and the textures of trees kind of twist and twirl up around the branches, and how do branches know when to split and when not to split? Are there little silent voices telling them, like, no, wait another 10 years and then spend 10 years splitting, Or does it all begin as a tiny sapling? Because if you look at a sapling, there's little splits, right? A sapling has leaves. And do those branches become the big branches? I'm no botanist. I just like looking and wondering. Nobody actually tell me how that works. I just want to keep wondering. I don't see how it would actually help me at all to know the answer to that. The only thing it would do is take away another thing for me to wonder about. Okay. Whoa, I have this same cutting mat, except in a different size. And I draw this is actually a 2-color cutting mat. The other side of this has inverted colors. And I have the other one. You have maybe the 12 by 12 here. I bought one that was far larger than I thought it was going to be. I have like a 23 by, like a 18 by 23. It's way larger than I thought it was going to be. Whew. But it's a nice cutting mat. When you get one side messy, you can flip it over. Anyways, these drawings are also cool. It's like a digital piece here. I think we can all agree that the way you got this shiny, sheeny look here is really well done. Like that looks like actual shiny. Like this person dipped into a big vat of oil or something, or tanning lotion or something. I don't know how skin works. My skin never looks like that. She's glistening. She is. It could be a dude. I don't know. I'm just assuming. Which is awful of me. Regardless. Great effect. I like how the background kind of has a bokeh effect there. Is that what it's called? B-O-K-E-H? It's a photography term, right? I was trying to use it right, and then I second-guessed myself in the middle of it. Cool. This, in huge support of these triangles here. Was that just part of a Photoshop brush or something? I don't know. I like it, though. Well done. Thank you. This looks like maybe a zombie selling lemonade in front of the graveyard. I do like this rich background here. Is this what people always tell me to do? They tell me to put salt on my watercolors. Do you think that's what happened here? These little spots here, are these salt that make these little spots, do you think? They soak up a little bit of the color, a little bit of the pigment. This is well colored, well colored. The perspective is a little bit messed up maybe. like the perspective of this box going here. I mean, I guess the ground could be, I mean, I don't know what the ground is doing. Sometimes reality is stranger than fiction, but it's a cool drawing. Nice. Yeah. I mean, I can't look at it for too long. This one's sweet. I got a little bit of this person's probably wearing blue latex gloves here. It's very surgical precision, this drawing. As you can see, they a little bit of their thumb got in front of the camera. Obviously, my favorite part of this is twofold. One, the triangle in the background, and two, these incredible hatch marks. The hatching here, not really cross hatching, but just hatch marks. Very satisfying on this little, almost a crystalline structure, kind of like, kind of look like the way you see that, like Native Americans or whatever made arrowheads out of, like hitting rocks against other rocks. That kind of texture. I like that. Very cool. Close your mouth though. You're drooling. How do I go to the next picture? All right, there we go. These two different people, similar subjects, open mouths, stuff wafting around, a lot of eyes. I do like this kind of border. I've been doing those kind of borders a little bit myself, and I don't know, it helps me. Well, it helps me have a border for my drawing. That's all I wanted to say. Very cool. Oops, I'm scrolling too far, too fast. Is this... Okay, so there's a guy down here. He's breathing. There's a bug in a cage, or maybe like an amber cube. These are maybe pupilless eyes. Is this supposed to be... This, I feel like this has to have something to do with drugs. I feel very reluctant to say it has something to do with drugs when people say that about my art all the time, and my art almost never has anything to do with drugs. I mean, at least intentionally on my part. Of course, you can always interpret it however you like. I do like the way these little bubbles are kind of warped around like this, though. This is cool. Building a face with some basic shapes and stuff like that. Nice and scribbly. I just like that feeling of a pen in this paper. Oh, I almost want to reach out and touch it. I almost touched my monitor. Sorry, you guys can't see it behind my face cam. It's a terrible video, I know, but it's just a good feeling scribbling on paper. And your scribbles turned out better than a lot of my scribbles did. Mine are, I mean, not that it's a competition, but good job. Next picture, please. Thank you. Okay. So I can see feet down here at the bottom and a little bit of a hoodie zipper. And besides that, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Some recognizable... It looks like maybe someone threw a bunch of trash and broken stuff on here. This looks like maybe a photograph right here. Yeah. I see some glasses. This is some screws, little bottles right here. And then just kind of did like part of an acrylic paint pour. Sometimes I think when they were making this, it was this way. It was vertical, lying up against the back, and sometimes maybe it was like this. I don't know if those bottles are glued there. I don't know what's going on here. But even just the fact that I've sat here wondering about it this long, obviously, I think I like it because, it's interesting. Makes you think about things. I think this might be like a head shape right here. I like it. I mean, not that much, but some much. And this makes me wonder about things too. Just like, what the heck is it? Is it part of is this supposed to be like a coffee mug shape? That's what I thought at first, The worst thing about this is when I wonder all these things and then someone comes up and says, no, obviously it's blah, 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 blah. No, obviously, shut up. Next picture. So his His brain said, in 5 seconds, this message will self-destruct. And he's not entirely upset about it. This is a cool doodle. This is a cool doodle. Keep it up like that. I see a lot of similar lines to what I draw in here, like especially like this thing right here. I draw stuff like that all the time. Stuff like that, you know. You know, I'm not the only one out there doodling. It's cool to see. This is where you messed up, big guy. This is it. You should have curved these lines the other way. It looks like his neck is protruding out past his jaw, like his neck is out here, and his jaw is sinking in inside of his neck, almost. What a blunder. I'm just kidding. It looks great. It looks great. No, I have all the time. I've struggled with, you know, when you're doing these crosshatch shadings, I struggle all the time and all the time get it wrong with which way to curve them. And I curve them. Sometimes I just wing it. I guess. I'm like, I guess. And I get it wrong all the time. I'm like, well, that looks weird. Oh, well. Hopefully I remember it for next time. Obviously, this drawing is amazing. I mean, look at the lines making the water here. Look at these lines. These are incredibly satisfying lines. I've never made any cool wave lines like this. I want to mess around making these now. I mean, never considered doing this. Very, very cool. Now, the one thing that makes me a little bit upset, okay? I'm really letting it, letting all the punches fly here, is how the waves just kind of end right here. It's like they got tired of making the waves, and then it just goes, and then it's just still water suddenly. They taper out a little bit, but mostly it's just like, and I know that's really difficult. Like, how far off into the horizon should I do these ripples, right? I don't have all the answers. I don't know. It just feels like maybe you should have taken a break and come back to it yesterday, but you were like, no, I want to finish this today. And we've all been there, but it's just a little bit regrettable, I think, because obviously just scribbling all these lines here were a lot quicker. Same thing with these buildings in the upper left. I mean, they're not awful, but they make me feel like some of the drawing was a little bit rushed for some reason. It just makes me a little bit sad when these waves are so insanely satisfying to me. Great to look at. You know what I mean? Yeah, you do. And I don't have all the answers here, but hopefully you know what I'm trying to say. All right, I like this one. This guy looks familiar. Looks like there's a little bit of stip. I like the texture of the dragon hide. Who does he look like? He looks like someone from a movie or something. He looks like, was it from like a Disney film or something? Someone please tell me. Was it like Mulan or something? He looks like that guy from Mulan. That's who he reminds me of. That she was training with. In the I'll Make a Man Out of You song and all the rest of it. I think that's who I'm thinking of. There could be someone else also. There could be some other kid that look kind of like that. Now, that and something else. I'm putting that on the back burner. I don't think I nailed it. I think I might have. Wait. So there's a big sword. I like this. It looks cool. This looks like a well-worn sketchbook right here. It really does. It looks well loved, well drawn in. Good job. Pretty sweet. It says on Narts, I got my egg. I love the color scheme of this one, and I like however the background was made. It's like a little bit of a collage or something. I'd like to get into doing this sort of thing, the cutting and pasting. I think it's a really cool approach. I think you nailed it. It's fun to look at. It's a good vibe. This is just good vibes right here. I don't know what's going on, but I'm vibing with it for sure. For sure. This one said it was, there's another picture of it. Posted also said it was drawn on a wall, which is super impressive because it looks super crisp. It looks great. I don't know if this is supposed to be a letter. 5, S, Z, J, T. I don't even know if I know what I'm looking at. It's satisfying though. Cool clouds, cool interior, exterior. It looks good. It looks good. Well done. Some more nature stuff. Playing around with textures, forms. What are these shadows? I'm not quite sure what's going on here with these lines. It looks like maybe there's a wall right here, but the wall is going in. These lines make me feel like there's a wall, right? But then I don't feel like there's a wall down here. I'm not quite sure what the purpose of all these vanishing. Maybe all these lines were just drawn in order to help the artist establish a vanishing point, and they're not really supposed to be part of the drawing or something. I'm not sure, but they're a little bit confusing. But I do like the tree trunk. I like the little sprouts and leaves and rocks. The different shading and hatching techniques is a little weird. You know, maybe try to unify, and pull it all together a little bit. But it is fun to look at. I can tell you're having a good time with it. It's good exercise, and I'm looking forward to keeping an eye on your progress. It's like a chest. Is this a chest burster? What that's supposed to be? First time I have seen all of these cursorily. I've taken a cursory look at all these just when I copied them onto my computer, so I could easily flip through them. And I thought it was like some giant space worm, like from Star Wars, like the Millennium Falcon flies down in here. But now I realize it might be a chest burster. I haven't seen those alien movies with the chest bursters. I don't remember. I haven't watched a lot of those. I'm not really into. Those are kind of horror movies. They're not really marketed as horror movies, but they kind of are. Too much suspense, monster, thriller, gore, chest bursteringness for me. I don't know. I just never really got into them. Don't know. I don't know what this is from, but it looks familiar. I do like the shading technique here. The hair looks cool. The dark contrast of the hair is sweet, right? That looks great. How that's just dark, textureless, and then you start adding textures with the rest of it a little bit. The hatching and the shading. The light source is good. How all of this, see where the light source comes from? Looks good. Okay, these ones are amazing, okay? I like these a lot, obviously. Because, obviously it's like, you can tell from my own drawing that this is the sort of thing I'm into. Cool, like isometric architectural drawings on Post-it notes. It's like all of my favorite things in one. I like how the Post-it notes are like slightly different colors too. These are phenomenal. Once again, it is a little bit saddening. I see this even in my own work. Like, and just take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if, obviously these are on Post-it notes. I don't know if they're supposed to be finished, polished pieces. But when it comes to like drawing and shading in like big dark backgrounds and stuff like this, this is where you see the sloppiness. This is where you can see that people are rushing, and it makes me sad when the rest of it looks so amazing, right? Like, I don't know. That's where it makes me a little bit sad, because if you just taken a little bit longer, had a little bit more big pile mountain grain of patience here, I think it really would have pulled the whole thing together like 100% more. But these look amazing. I like them, obviously. Maybe I'm probably biased because they look kind of like the kind of stuff I draw, but that's just how it goes sometimes. So this looks like looking down at a cup of coffee, And it almost looks like it was made by spilling coffee, but I don't think it was, because there's some really dark green colors there in it. I also know that from personal experience, the spilling coffee doesn't create colors that dark. You spill coffee, and it's really, really a very light brown. But it looks great. That's a cool thing. I might like it more if I don't know, it's like so centered. But hey, you do you. No, it's good to look at. Reminds me of HAL 9000 or whatever from Space Odyssey too. Neat. I like this. Is this coffee? This could be coffee. This is more what coffee looks like when you paint with it, in my experience. And it's in a round shape, so it could have spilled, from around when you put the mug down, and then you draw a little civilization in the middle. You're good to go. Yep. I like the, nice little concept sketches here for some little, what is this, like a lemur, a monkey, an orangutan? I don't know what I'm looking at, but I like it. You can see how they're keeping it loose. They keep the sketches loose, and then they slowly darken it in as they find where they want to be. That's a whole style of sketching that I haven't really gotten into at all. But it's like a fundamental thing for a lot of people. And I like the eyes on this especially. This one kind of looks like it sinks in instead of blobs out. But, that's just me feeling like I have to say something mean about each one of these. So there you go. Looks awful. Okay, cool. Fully. Doodling on a sketchbook. Doodling on the outside of a sketchbook. Great thing to do. Wait, is this Pickle Rick or something? This better not be Pickle Rick. If this is Pickle Rick, I'm switching to the next picture right now. I think it is. I'm out of here. A grave mistake. This is cool. Some sort of corpse seeping into nature here on a cliff. Is this like a sword hilt? And then there's like, I don't know what that is right here. Are these mushrooms and butterflies? This looks like the cover of like a little short story or a collection of poems or something. I would peruse these poems. I really would. Well done. A painting on a wall of people being incinerated. I would put this over my toilet, and that's high praise. Right now I have a picture of an egg over my toilet. Actually in front of my toilet for me to look at while I'm on my toilet. I like very evocative paintings in my bathroom. This is good. There's a lot of intense things happening here. Good job. All right, there's painting of a rat king. People, rats. It's kind of hard to tell who's... I feel like maybe this arm should have belonged to this rat. And maybe this arm should belong to this rat. And all this body shouldn't... It's just a little weird is all. My mind can't really piece it all together. Maybe this one looks like it's looking backwards over its shoulder, and all of its arms should be over here. And this arm shouldn't be here. This arm should belong to this one, and the tail should go. And it looks cool. It looks cool. Keep it up. Cool color scheme. Kinda. A little Christmassy, but I guess this is a lighter red. I like the triangle. All right, I thought this was a beard at first. I don't know why. Until you had fun with these curls. I don't know how long that took, but it's probably a while. I'm mostly impressed by how uniform you kept all of this looking. It's very good. It's very good. It's easy when you do a big section of something like this to start here, and then it might take you a long time. You might take a break, whether you come back in an hour or, the next day or something, and then you keep going. And then you realize you kind of lost the feel for the technique you had for doing like this repetitive task of drawing these little hair strands and stuff. And it's possible to accidentally make the rest of it look totally different. So you did a good job there. I like the little aura you put around it, a little surrounding area. Some digital art here. A character looking fierce. Good. I think what's the goal here? To create, you draw someone and you want the viewer to automatically assume things about it, right? You want to tell as much of a story as possible. I think you're doing great here. I don't know what the heck it is, but he's got a toot all right. You're doing great. I don't know why I immediately turned my head when I saw this. That was weird. I had no control over myself. I think it's because I'm trying to read these words, but they're not even real words, I don't think. I think they're just weird scribblies like I like making. They're false prophets. All right, we got a cool guy walking on the dune. Very cool. I like this. I like the way you combine the colors, the background, the scribblies. This looks like a large lump. Is this supposed to be another dune? Sorry. Am I being too mean? Hope not. Wow. This is so sloppy. I mean, look. It's like, look at this. Look at this down here. It's so bad. Look, it makes me sad, guys. Like I said, I also have this problem. I'm trying to get better, right? Let's get better together. We go to a lot of trouble to make these amazing detailed drawings like this. I mean, look at this. This is an incredible drawing. This is amazing. It really is. And then look at this. Look how this is colored in. To me, it feels like it kind of undoes everything. You can, look, there's options. Either get a bigger pen, a bigger marker, or just slow down. Because if you're rushing to do your art, you're either doing art for the wrong reasons, or you're getting paid and you can just tell them that you need an extension or you need more money or something. I don't know. There's a way out of this. I don't know what the heck. It's just not the way to do it. All right. No, this really is a great drawing, though. I love it. I love how this side used the cool grays for the shading, and this side used the warm grays. I think that's what's going on here. I don't really know my grays very well. But I mean, you can even it just bugs me when you can see all the marker strokes here. And I'm sure the artist knows too. I'm sure it frustrates them, and I'm sure they're trying to figure out a way to solve that problem of being able to see all the scribblies, I don't have all the answers, I don't know. At least make them carefully draw them out like this, instead of just going the pen strokes are in all different angles. It's driving me crazy. I don't know, it's just like the picture's so close to being perfect. It's crisp, satisfying hair, creepy neck and jaw. An upturned jaw is difficult to draw. It's true. I don't know if I could do it. This looks like maybe I could stick my hand all the way up in there. No, but I like it. Well done. Well done. It's like sharp, crisp. Once again, of course, I love these types of curves of hair because that's all. I draw that kind of stuff all the time too. So, okay, we got phases of the moon around a flower. These are fun to draw. If you don't know what to doodle, draw like a little bloop, go bloop, and then surround that, and then surround that, and surround that. It's like a pattern. It turns into a flower, and it's pretty. And then you can even shade it a little bit if you want to, or you can just leave it and draw the moon around it. It's a nice blanket too. I would lie down on or below that blanket. This is cool. Splashing watercolors or something around and then adding pen lines to it. It's a little bit frustrating to me, though, for some reason. A little bit unsatisfying or something, but maybe in a good way. Maybe the fact I've looked at it for this long means it's in a good way. I think I don't like it when you brush on paint and it doesn't go on very well like this. Like it looks like it's almost, like that's just unsatisfying to me. And then some of these scribbles, I don't know if I like these scribbles. Well, that's my judgment. There you have it. Okay, cool. Do you guys see this? What is this? Why is this guitar on a string parading across the sketchbook? All of this is cool. This looks a little bit hairy for some reason. Why does this look like it has hair on it? Maybe it's supposed to. This is cool. Waterfall? This is nice. I like that. I like this kind of accordion action here. And then it becomes difficult here. Shading large, round surfaces like this is really difficult, and it takes some time to get used to that sort of thing. I'm not perfect at it. I'm not even really good at it. But I feel like that's the part that you see all of this nice, perfect, detailed shading, and then you see this and it looks a little bit lazy, right? I don't know. This part too. Like just because and I know maybe it's just like that part isn't supposed to be as dark. It still seems like the lines were done very quickly. Like maybe that was the last part that was done. It's just like, oh, gotta finish this up. I don't know. I'm probably jumping to conclusions and insulting someone. It's cool. It's fine. Oh, it's my food. All right. Oh, this I like. This is satisfying to look at. First of all, because you can see several different things in it. And second of all, because it's something I also like doing it, so I'm partial to it. Wait, impartial? No, partial. I'm partial to it. I think what this person did was they put down some colors. They had the piece of paper. They put down some colors. They played with the colors, the watercolors, right? There are puddles of water, puddles of color swishing and swirling around. And while it's still wet, you can just play with it, and it's fun and it looks cool. And then once you let it dry, then you can start adding the lines with the ink, and you recreate it and form it and kind of crystallize it and make it more concrete. And it looks really cool. Give it a little bit of body with the lines. I like this blue. This part right here. This blue right here, that's very satisfying to me. And then this part right here, I like that. And that right there, and that right there, and that. Yeah, and these little X's, those are cool. This is fun too. This is a style I feel like I've seen in a few different places. Where did this pop up? Where did this come from? What is the origin of this? I don't know. Is this called something? Paint by numbers-esque style? Huh. And do you do the lines or the color first? I feel like it must... I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. This turned out pretty cool though. All right, got some digital art here. Wrath. I'm thirsty, man. This kind of looks like a Furby version of a parrot. Oh, you can't see it. What do you think that is? Also, I want these sunglasses. Where do I get them? All right, we got some kind of, is this like a print? Squat and Is it Slav or Slav? Owl? It's got the chain, the tracksuit, and the beverage. I feel like they don't use shot glasses. They just go straight from the bottle. Oh, and there's the eggshell, the apartment blocks back there. No, it looks great. Dude, if I had like a poster of that on my wall, I mean, I'd probably take it down. But no, it's it's sharp. It's crisp. I like it. No, I dig it. This also cool. For some reason, my eyes went straight down here to these, whatever's going on down here. I like the parallel lines. This, for some reason, this bothers me. This white area, this gap. Did anyone feel like they forgot this? There should be something here. Or does this go all the way through? Is this a hole all the way through to the paper, so to speak? Very cool. Very cool, though. I like that one. I like big clumps, big wads, big clumps. Like it was a trash heap that a giant was chewing on, like a wad of gum. That's what it reminds me of. Nice. I'm trying to make this face. I can't make my lip point down like that. So it's Abraham Lincoln with a Snapchat filter or something. I like it. It looks like charcoal on paper, and it turned out great. His face looks a little flat, but it's hard to say things like that when the lip is a sharp V. I mean, maybe it is. I can still say that. It feels like his face is maybe the shape of a paddle, like a canoe paddle. It doesn't feel like it has much depth for some reason, maybe because it doesn't have much shading on either side, but maybe it's just harsh lighting, like sometimes maybe. And why does this ear look like that? And why does that ear look like that? Okay, well, I'll move on if I can. It's a weirdly taken photo. This is cool. Fun with markers. Good color scheme. I want to see this one better. Oh. Fun with pens and maybe some markers. Not quite sure. I feel like if I just got down here, I'd have a better perspective. That's what I like to see, though. This looks like just a great place to experiment around with different little designs and techniques of cross hatching and texture and coloring in and stuff like that. That's what I like to see. You just gotta experiment. Here we have a poem that I'll have time to read for the scope of this video. I apologize. I'm sure it's gorgeous. Someone read this. Someone pause it. Read this and tell me scale from 1 to like 10.5 how beautiful it was. Cool cracks. A heart wrapped with a snake, which is poetic in itself, of course. These little spiky bits they look like tufts of hair, maybe. Make me uneasy in a really good way. Very cool. I like how 3D, you achieved a good 3D effect with this snake. Our first wood burning of the night. Spectacular. Truly spectacular. I don't know what this is. Some sort of garage, like a barn. You can buy these prefab barns. It's really cool how the coloring of the wood kind of really enhanced. Like there's like lighter, pinker, and then lighter again. And it really enhanced the whole thing. You can really work with it. Kind of went with the grain a lot. I don't know what kind of wood this is. Maybe it's just a piece of pine. I don't know. Basswood. really good textures for the grass. I almost didn't notice it was so good. I thought it was just part of the wood or something. I don't know. You could tell that grass texture, I think, probably took longer than anything else. It looks great. Good job. I like that. I like how nice the grass is compared to, and how natural and soft it looks compared to how sharp and crisp these lines are on this building. I don't know. I really like that piece. I do. This is a nice doodle right here. It's real nice. You think he did this in school? Or she? This person? This feels like the type of thing I used to do in school. Just like start here. Math class. English. Come back tomorrow, start here. That's good times. You just gotta keep adding to it, And then at the end of the year, you're like, look what I did this year. I like it. See, this one is well colored in. This one is solid. Look, it's solid black. The only downside is you can't really avoid this too much, is you can see how the only reason you can see some pen strokes here is because the light is reflecting on it. But if you scan it in or something, I think it would just be solid and you'd be good to go. Nice crisp lines here on this pile of leaves. Alien script that I forgot how to read. I'm sure it says something ridiculously obscene. Portrait of a guy from the 1800s. Well done. Graphite, I suppose. He looks sharp. He does. Portrait of a guy from the 1900s. I have seen this drawing before, but one thing I never noticed was how cool even my hoodie looks. Oh my goodness. This is an amazing drawing. Let's all agree this drawing is simply incredible. It's one of the coolest drawings I've ever seen. I mean, I'm extremely biased, of course, but I'm sure maybe at least one of you will agree with me. Very cool drawing. It must have taken forever. Also, I want this hoodie. These are cool designs. They seem slightly sexual in nature for some reason to me. Weird teeth-looking things everywhere. Almost eyes, almost teeth. Almost like microscopic views of things. Huh. Definitely thought-provoking. I like the way you arrange them haphazardly on the paper. Another great drawing. See, this person did not mess up their shading at all. So they didn't do any shading. But they still nailed it. Good job. Really good job. Fun exercise in hatch marks and shading. A little bit of stippling here, erupting out from the bottom. Really long lines here, cascading down together. Experimenting with spacing lines out different amounts. Oh, this is a great little piece for learning about. I think this is what everyone should do if they, want to get better at just like clumping lines together. Is just go clump a bunch of lines together. That's what's going on here. I think it's great. Do it. All right, this one is absolutely gorgeous. This is how everyone feels it, either at night or in the morning or both. But I don't know about this part of my neck. My neck still, actually, I need to shave. Maybe it does. Maybe my neck does feel that way. This is what I want to do when I have headaches. I just want to rip my skull open and take the brain out and just let it sit there and simmer until it's done aching. And then when it's done, I'll pop it back in and I can use it again. But like, how about a little timeout? All right, a little bit of art on an envelope. Do you say envelope or envelope? This is cool. This is cool. This is cool right here. How the purple seeps into the dark blue area. That is super satisfying to me. There's a little bit of a drop shadow here. It looks 3D. I like that. I like that. This part over here doesn't do much for me. This part right here does a lot for me. A whole lot. Okay. I think this is digital art. Good job on the hands. I personally am hugely in favor of drawing hands way out of proportion, even with like not even, I mean, even to the point where they're hardly even recognizable as hands. Because I think we're way too caught up in art education with just hammering people over the head with the idea that hands have to be perfect. And in fact, that everything has to be perfect and look like recognizable things. Really drives me nuts. This is cool. I like these wisps. Those are satisfying wisps. I like the way you rendered those. And whatever's going on here, it's interesting. Definitely interesting. Pretty cool. Here we have some sort of alien talking to something else. Or it could be this is on the home planet, so maybe this is the alien and this is the resident, this is a local. Is this a spaceship back here? It looks good. Are these Copic markers? Grayscale? Pretty sweet. Nice doodle here. Nice and detailed. Got some good contrast going on with the dark areas. Got it in a nice frame too. Like the exploding lines. Got some action. It looks like maybe a dark sun baking down on a trash heap of former civilization with just piles and piles of radioactive chemicals seeping down. Seeping down. But also maybe things erupting up. Well, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's a beast. It's like some sort of mushroom or pod beast. And is there something on the back of it? I can't tell if there's a person sitting there. No, I think that's just some sort of mechanism on the back. And then this guy hops up on the back and sits here maybe. And this umbrella keeps all the noxious fumes from blowing right into his face, I think is what's going on there. Oh, it says poisonous. What's the difference between poisonous and noxious? Not sure. Good work on that, I started thinking about what the story could be immediately. Cool little flasks too. Oh, I like the textures here. Textures? You say textures or textures? I like the shading. Even though there's not a lot of depth to the shading, like if there's shading here, it seems like it's all the same type of shading, except for this is the only darker piece of shading in the whole thing. And what is that right there? I don't know what this thing is. What is that little chunk? What is this thing? Anyways, all the shading is the same, but all the shading is also satisfying. I don't know what they're talking about either. I'm not sure I want to know. Something to do with bananas and a sleepover. Looks like they're having I don't think I want to know. Cool doodle. I'm imagining these are somehow interchangeable parts for attaching onto the end of here. Pretty sweet. Wow. This person submitted 7 pictures in one. This looks exactly like something I drew before. This is an almost exact replica of one of my drawings. Isn't it? I wish I had it in front of me. I do like power lines though. I feel like I'm going crazy. This is sweet. I like the how some of it's so dark. It's kind of minimalistic, right? Only draw the lines you need. You know everything you need to know. It's pretty sweet. I like that. Very cool style. Really cool. I just realized what I was looking at. I thought I was looking down at some sort of lunch tray at first. Then I realized it was a burrowed group of animals, which is awesome. I used to draw underground burrows all the time, except for me, it was like hidden underground bases for like scientists and like military bases and stuff I would draw. And mine weren't so well colored and stuff like that. Oh, this is a little bit scary how there's a spider right there. This looks really cute though. Cozy, snuggly. Even got like a little hole in the hole. Very cute. Very cute. I like it. I'm weirdly in favor of this. This one you want to buckle in for sure. Got some hot sauce, some ketchup. Maybe that's what the K stands for. Got the dish glove on, one sock, the toe hanging out. 2 good legs, and you're ready to romp. For sure. Is this a oil painting, do you think? It looks good. I like it because you can see how they even painted this white area here. I like that texture, that very subtle texture. And is it weird that I actually like the white area better than the painted skull? This is a little bit frustrating to me. I don't know. It's not really completely making sense in my head. Like this whole nose area, I think. I don't know. But I love this. It's a great painting, but this especially. All right, here's some sort of exhibit. Like a huge hot pad. Like, what do you call this? Like a doily? Like a hot pan pad? What is that? And then it's only half made. And is it like unraveling into a pair of handcuffs? And does that say something about society? Is that the idea? I don't know. It's Katniss Everdeen. She wears her heart on the outside. A flaming arrow bound to her. Crop circles on her forehead. All right, this is weird. This circle right here. It's a cool style. No, it's a cool style. Signed with Elian script. It's weird how her hair is coming out of the side of her face is like a mask and her hair is coming out of it. It's probably all just the style. It's like a flat, kind of the style reminds me of enamel pins. Sweet. Do it up. This is another cool drawing. This used to be my Twitter photo, selfie profile pic. The coolest part about this is that this shading here on my neck beard is entirely composed and comprised and or of triangles, which is the type of shading I'm not sure I've ever tried before. That's cool. It's fun. It's really fun. Once again, a little bit sloppy up here in the coloring in. That just seems like how it goes. But it looks awesome. Once again, biased. Whatever. I like these angles, the sharp angles, and weird, like forced, like weird perspectives squished together. Who knows? I don't know. Do it up. Knock them out. I like it. Horse. Draw some horses. Is it saying rar? Rearing. Anatomy. Okay. Lungs, ribs, spine. Looks good. We have a wizened person with a pair of butt cheeks on their wrist, smoking a cigarette. Some ancient runes here. I like the variety of line thickness here. I think that's one of the biggest things this drawing has going for it. It's very satisfying. Did you guys hear that? Huh. I think a plane just crash landed on my ceiling, on my roof. This is a cool style. It reminds me of, like old cartoons or whatever. I like that. I like how you draw the glasses, without anything touching the edges. I can see where you used whiteout right here. Good job. Good job. Do what you gotta do. No, but how you render the glass jars and containers is really cool, satisfying. Keep it up. This one is... I like how kind of raw this one feels. I feel like you use like 12 different art supplies in this. Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's this? What is all this? What is going on? What is this? You really got it on there. Huh. I mean, it's not my favorite thing ever, but I think you had fun with it, and that's what I like to see. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to taste. Okay, we have a kind of a Zentangle Elephant, and to be honest, the weirdest thing about this is these weird phantom lines going across it, like I'm looking through some blinds that are open up all the way. Like, what are these lines here? What's going on? What am I looking at? Huh? Someone explain this. What's going on? Also, there's lines here. Is it on a computer screen? Did they take a picture of a computer screen? Because look, there's other faint lines here. Why are there lines? Usually when you get lined paper, it's the other way around. There are dark lines. Up here, the lines are... They printed it out and the printer's losing ink, maybe. Do you think that's what it is? No, this looks crisp, though. I like this part particularly. Pretty much this whole area is my favorite. The swirly, flowery bits, yeah, looks good. But I'm puzzled about the lines. Someone tell me. Someone solve that problem, that mystery. This one's censored. This is like the gorillas style. Is that what that is? I never really got into the gorillas too much. Jim and Carrie. I do like the coloring style. You think these are Copic markers? I like how you can you do the color and then go over it again, get a little darker, and go over it again, get even a little darker. Again, this might be even two different colors here. I don't know. I think it's a good effect. Good effect. A little bit of night sky, universe beauty, triptych. The leaf Photobomb. It looks good. I like those wooden frames. I wonder what the medium here is. Acrylic paint or something? You paint it with all the purple and a little bit of red and pink and then splatter some white for the stars or something? I don't know. But maybe not splattered because there is some madness to the method because, you know, there's like a little bit more of the whiteness here and there. It's not totally random. Sorry, my voice, my throat. It's going, gone. Looks like a kind of a seal or a badge or a pin or a brooch you'd have. Well, I wouldn't, but I could see people wearing like a brooch like that, you know, in their cloaks, you know. Put a pin on the back and people could put it on there. If it was like in Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones or something. It's like a dog with ram's horns or something. That's pretty. This part of birds' beaks always bugs me a little. Their noses on their beaks, it's like... I don't really like it, but they have it, and they're not gonna stop having it for a while, I don't think. This is really... I like the little textures here, the little fluffy, feathery stuff here, and the light watercolor washes for the color. The Superman post-it note. Nice. It's kind of modern. I don't know what that means, but it seems to apply here. Is this watercolor? So it's got a mixture of things. Huh. Not quite sure what I think of it. I can't really settle on anything with that one. Oh, here we got a 3D pen sculpture. Looks like a squid, some sort, speared through. Spit roasted. Sad face. That's well done. That's a cool kind of sculpture idea. Does this, to stand up, does this have to balance on these two tentacles over here, do you think? This is cool. Obviously, this grabbed my attention first. This weird octopus face thing, but I'm not sure what's going on there because it's like something printed out. This really is very cool too. This weird saggy kind of tribal. It's got like tribal paint, you know. All features burnt and sagging off. Very scary. I like it. But then like the background is all like a cherry bright blue sky. The background doesn't seem to go with it, which is interesting. It's an interesting choice. I like these stipples here. Clean stipple work on these mountains. Clean triangles too. Yeah. It is a little weird that different sides of the mountains are shaded. It's like the sun is coming from different angles for different mountains. That bothers me a little bit, but you do you. You know, sometimes that probably could happen in real life if maybe the sun is coming from, well, I don't know. Actually, I can't think of how that would happen. Maybe large mirrors. Well, real life is weirder than drawings, though. I don't know, man. Can't figure it out. I don't got all the answers. Here we have I think it's one of the 7 dwarfs. Is that Derpy? Is that Bozo? I don't remember any of them. It's cute, though. It's cute. The little border here with the dark background. The colors are great. They're great. It's fun to look at. It's heartwarming. Good job. This is obviously amazing. feel like I don't deserve to look at this. Astrogard. I think it says N, garden. This is like almost all stippling. That must have taken forever. It's so crisp, clean, sharp. If I was gonna say something though, if I had to try really hard to find a mistake, I would say that it seems to me like these lines don't really hint that this Jupiteroid planet is really that spherical. Okay, that's my nitpicking for this drawing. So when you hear that, you're probably going to want to start over and redo it, which is totally reasonable. Because you got to get it right. Otherwise, you'll be up all night. This is just beautiful. These flowers, this garden, it's gorgeous. It's amazing. It's almost as good as this drawing. One-eyed, one-horn. What's going on? Like, I do this. I don't know why I ask weird pictures like, what's going on with this thing? When I randomly draw things like this across my drawings all the time too. I like the big toes. Huge toenail. Get the toenail clippers. Let's go. Big eye. Oh, you can't even see the eye. It's got an eye. Wow, I was hiding it behind me. I'm sorry. You were probably like, move it. Does anyone recognize this skyline? Looks good. Rotate. I need a rotate, please. Could we get a rotate on aisle 5? What is this? Oh, what is this kind of fish called? A guppy? Oh, black moor? Is this what it's called? I feel like I've seen these before. They're crazy. Their eyes don't even fit in their heads. How do they survive? I mean, how do they not get their eyes poked out by stuff? I guess there's not stuff to get poked out of in the ocean, or I guess they just figured it out. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. This looks like a satisfying marker to draw with. I wonder what marker this was. I'm curious. I suddenly realize why everyone asks me what pen I'm using. Some sort of, I think this is, it's got to be Adam and Eve. The early apocalypse. The many eyes. Oh, no. It's scary. It's scary. It's well done. I like the flames, the watercolor flames here. I like how this whole color swash here going up and around. And the black wings and how they get small and they're like coming out towards you. This big swoop here. It's a bold move to make the wings so big here at the tip like that. I would have been afraid. Like, sometimes I'm afraid to know. I'm like, I know this is how the proportions should work, the perspective, but I'm afraid to actually do it because you don't know. I don't know. It's tough to follow through sometimes. Good job. This looks awesome. Looks really cool. Cool alien. I like the stippling. Reminds me of those aliens in one of the prequel movies in Star Wars when they went to ask about the clone army and had the long necks. I'm not saying you copied that, but I'm just saying that's what it reminds me of, because our human minds always try to think what it reminds us of. Nose looks like it's pushed over sideways. I like the background though. Gentle yellow watercolor. This is adorable. Is it this penguin's birthday? Or is it the king penguin? I like it a lot. He's got a little tie. A snail running as fast as it can. Really cute. Now here, you might be surprised to hear me say this, but I'm a big fan of this one because it has a triangle in it. Also, I do like flowers. I know I'm a dude, and we're only allowed to like chainsaws and 50 caliber bullets. But I like flowers too. Even this one. It's a pretty one. It is sad. This is sad. This has happened to me before. You're coloring in your flower and your marker goes across another big black line like this, and it pulls a bit of it smears. That's sad. I hate to see that happen to someone else. My condolences. This right here, this is an MS Paint drawing. You can tell from the way it is. I like it. Really cool. I like the little lines. I also like the bigger lines. Got some body, got some breadth, got some depth, got some texture. It is weird that this is where the eyes are. I kept on looking for the eyes up here. Oh, are these eyes also? Are there two things going on here? Is this getting played by this? Huh. These could be eyes. This could be a little face up here also. Is this a little face right here? Huh. These could be his arms. Yeah. All right. Got a cool scene over here. Some sort of dome, a path going around. Things radiating out. Radiation, generally, is not always bad. Things just radiating. That's just a definition of it. It's got a bad rap. I like the dark areas here that give some good contrast. This is a good picture to look at and wonder about things. Is this a path? I don't know. What's going on in here? Is that a Pac-Man ghost? Is that a thumb? Not sure what's going on. Okay. I dig it. I like it. Where are the eyelashes? If you were to add eyelashes to this drawing, would you put them here? Or would you put them here, like a mustache? That's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, I saw this before I started, and I thought it was just like some broken glass or a reflection of some broken glass, but I think it's actually like two figures fighting. Two shiny samurai or something. These look like swords. I just realized that. I don't know why that took me so long to figure out. I don't know if I like it better or worse now, though. I kind of like it when they were just abstract shapes glistening in the light. I mean, maybe they are, and my brain just decided to make sense of it and decide they were fighters. Who knows? Okay, this looks nice. Very sharp work. Very sharp. See, look at this. All solidly colored in. Patiently. You can always tell this isn't your fault if it looks a little bit inconsistent like this, just the blacks. You've done what you can, and then once you scan it in, you just crank up the contrast a little bit or adjust the levels a little bit, and then it looks perfect. But sorry, I'm not used to talking, My throat was only made for talking for like a minute at a time. What I'm saying is, just a little bit more patience. It is weird how this side looks so much more gray. I'm pointing right now with my finger, but you can't see. I think it must just be a lighting thing why this side looks so much lighter than this side. I think because there's a piece, the light is coming from over here. This is pretty sweet. Obviously, I'm a little bit terrified by the actual subject of the painting, the drawing. But the stippling is pretty great. The background, that's what I'm into. I like me some dots. I like lines and I like dots. And they're the same thing. Lines are just dots that are stretched out a little bit, and dots are just lines that start and stop in the same place. It's great. Giving me goosebumps looking at this, Mike. The little bit of contrast here in the corners of the mouths is good. And here in the eyes. Here we have the Mona Lisa. Sucker. I dig it. I like it a lot. I love this expression on her face. Sorry, I can't. My feet are hitting stuff. It looks great. I love this take on it. I don't know what this really means or anything, but I don't know if I like drawings like this, mostly because I'm always sitting here wondering if it's some video game character and I'm missing out on something. It's some club I'm not a member of because I didn't play Overwatch or Fortnite or something, right? Or is it just an original creation by Dylan Ninja, and should I appreciate it more for that because they created something totally new? I don't know, because I think this is like a pretty cool thing to create. But then if I say it's all a really cool, totally new creation, what if it's they just copied the thing from Overwatch or something? I don't know. I mean, it's still a cool drawing, but it's at least like, is it? All the people who've ever drawn a fan art will get mad at me if I say it's less creative to draw fan art. Here we have some sort of golem over here, like a stone golem looking across a swamp. So I think maybe he needs to recharge his crystal, and he sees a new freshly recharged crystal right here. I'm just really terrified that these snails might get stepped on. So I really like to see the next frame of this drawing to make sure that these frail snails go unharmed. But I like the color scheme, the background there, the birds flying. It's the charm. Oh, and the way that that's a nice touch right there. The little reflect. At first I thought it was the branches going into the water. You could see a little bit, but I think now it's actually the reflection, which is also good. It looks good. It's good. It's good as not just a featureless descent into the water, basically is what I'm trying to say. And the light, right? The light source is uniform across the whole painting pretty much, at least with all these little things in the foreground. That's good. Yeah, pretty sweet. This is a digital piece. Boom. Is this a shadow puppet? Like made with like a hand. I'm pretty sure I could do that. You guys? I don't know how to do the two. Are these horns on top? Is this a real dinosaur? Is this a photograph? Did I say dinosaur? I meant giraffe. They're kind of dinosaurs, aren't they? I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here, to be honest. I do like giraffes though. It's kind of a family obsession, but I can't really describe why. I inherited the obsession, but I try not to talk about it too much. This one's awesome, obviously, similar to my own stuff. Incredible, just fun details packed in there. And you start wondering about, like what could this machine, what is it for? What does it do? What's going through this pipe? What's going through that pipe? What's this smoke from or going to? Or, what's this? What's that? It's just fun. And I like drawing this kind of stuff because I sit there daydreaming about that stuff while I'm drawing it. Like each pipe, I'm like, what could be going through this pipe, or what's that, or what's this? All these wires, like maybe this goes over here, this goes over here. It needs some more under here, like it's not enough electricity going through just those wires. It needs more. Let's add a big cable over here, and needs a vent now. What about a gas line? Really cool. Really cool. This looks like, I don't know, some sort of like a gnome version of a mermaid or something. It's cute and terrifying at the same time, mostly because look, the teeth and the fingernails make it scary. The eyes, ears and hair make it cute, and the color is cute. No, but some of the color is very scary also, isn't it? I don't know. I like the shading with the ink. The ink work is incredible, of course. These darker areas here, the subtle stuff here, the little lines here, and then even the parts where there's like highlights. I wonder what that was done with. A little bit of white, or like white watercolor. I don't know. What is it even watercolor? Who am I to say? Very cool. I like that. It creeps me out, but I like it all the same. The eyes are weird. I can't really tell what's going on. Are these supposed to be like reflections? Maybe they make enough sense, I guess. Eyes are always difficult, though. Is it a manta ray swimming over? Is that what it is? Is that the shape of like a stingray or a manta ray? Is that what it is? Huh, maybe not. Maybe so, though. I think that's the last one. Well, thank you for submitting photos, everybody. Sometimes I was way too nice. Sometimes I was way too mean. And I apologize for both of those. But thank you. Sorry if you submitted something and it wasn't featured. It's nothing personal, probably. All right? Maybe we'll do this again sometime. It took way longer than I expected. Maybe I should have split it up into multiple videos, but it's just not my style, so forget about it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you later. Have a good day. Bye.